Here's 5 underplayed green cards that you should play to make your commander games more fun. First up is Scouting Trek, and for 1 in the green you get a sorcery that says search your library for any number of basic land cards, reveal them and set them aside. Shuffle your library, then put those cards on top in any order. This is a card I'm honestly surprised doesn't see more play. You can easily keep a 1 or 2 land hand, and as long as this comes down on turn 2, you get land drops for the next however many turns you need. Especially if you have card draw and are able to play multiple lands in a turn. Next up is Nakatul Warpride, and for 3 and 3 green you get a Cat Warrior that says it must be blocked by exactly 1 creature if able, and whenever it attacks, put X tokens into play tapped and attacking that are copies of Nakatul Warpride, where X is the number of creatures defending player controls, and remove them at the end of the turn. If you're playing a deck that wants combat damage to get through, this is such a good support card because it guarantees that your opponents never have blockers for the stuff you actually want to get through. Next up is Barroom Brawl, and for 1 in the green you get a sorcery that says target creature you control fights target creature the opponent to your left controls. Then that player may copy the spell and may choose new targets for the copy. Ideally this would go around the board at least once and act as removal for multiple of your opponent's creatures. And since you're playing green, you have access to plenty of buff spells to prevent your own creatures from dying. Does this technically count as a group hug spell? Next up is Hall of Gemstone, and 1 and 2 green you get a world enchantment that says during each player's upkeep that player chooses a color. Until end of turn, each mana producing land produces mana of the chosen color instead of its normal color. Realistically, only mono green decks are playing this, but I could see someone playing a 2-color deck and getting away with it. It forces your opponents to choose one of their colors, and that's the only color their lands can make for the rest of their turn. I had this played recently against me at a table, and I was playing a 3-color deck, so I really had to think what color I said, and I think that's just such a good dynamic for this game. Honorable mention goes to Tsunami. Play it if you want, it's your life. The blue players do kind of deserve it though. And finally we have Rift Sweeper. For 1 in a green you get a creature that says when it enters the battlefield, choose target face up exiled card, its owner shuffles it into their library. Why have I never seen this card played before? This gets something out of exile, so if your game winner got exiled with Path to Exile, sure you have to find it in your deck again, but you have the chance of casting it again. Also, all the instants and sorcery spells that you cast from your graveyard that get exiled afterwards, they have a second shot now. Yeah, this card definitely needs played more. Are there any other green cards that you think should see more play? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to follow because I post content like this daily.